against her. She'd be like, all right, let's see if we can.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. All right, so today we're going to be running an interesting experiment, especially if we get a few more individuals that are able to participate.
Hold on.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. But yeah, so we're going to be running an interesting experiment this morning if we get a few more individuals to participate. So something got fired up yesterday. Oh, hey, good morning, Spam Banshee. But something got fired up yesterday that was really interesting about, and hi, good morning, Gina. We were doing some regional tests to see if we all search the same item, what results we're able to get. And so it might be kind of fun today if we do the same thing where we do a search on our side for just some basic items and seeing how it shows up. So if we all do the search at the same time, seeing what results we get. Now we'll ignore the sponsored, but if we can see for the primary search results, what we're able to see popping up, I think this would be really interesting. Hey, good morning, Kelly Debs. Good to have you with us. And so we'll get that fired up today. Hey, good morning, Mike Seller. So happy to have you with us, man. But and Texas Bandit. Oh man, we're starting to get everybody rolling in. Hey, good morning, Josh. I look tired. That's a funny Josh Galt and I were just talking on the last group. I forget whose show that was we were just on, but on one of the other Picker Guys channels, we were talking about the fact that we're both pretty wiped. And Josh Galt, you are right, super wiped. So Dendicor Depot, good to see you. How's our volume, by the way? We had some audio issues yesterday. Are we coming through clear and okay? You guys wouldn't mind checking, but yeah, Dendicor Depot, if we did not just say hi to you. Oh, yeah, boy, she just came and jammed right up in there. Sound is great. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
All right, let's see here.
All right, let's say good morning, everyone. Good morning, Spam. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Kelly Dubs. Good morning, Mike Seller.
Yeah.
Texas Bandit. Josh Galt. Dean Decor Depot.
Decor Depot, yeah.
Den,
6 by 6.
And Fraulein Donna.
Hey, aloha, Primo Chemo. But yeah, so
good morning, everyone.
Yeah, so let's go ahead here. And actually, do you have your laptop, Jeffrey?
I don't. You didn't tell me to bring it.
I know. I'm not telling you to bring it. But if you could grab it, that would actually be helpful because then we could just turn around and share. I don't think there's an easy way that we could do a share screen from here.
I'm sure there is. We just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
You don't want to just use our
phones? Can we do this? Oh, actually, wait. I might be able to share screen, but let me see here.
Let's just use our phones.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll do our phone search. Actually, that would kind of be interesting. Record Crate, I'm here for the win. Hey, Swamp Picker. Yeah, so any of those that are just arriving, we're going to do an interesting little thought experiment today. And actually, good morning, Corn Husker Picker.
Oh, we have Reseller Rowboat. Good morning.
And Reseller Rowboat. Oh, man.
Nice to have you with us for the first time.
I think Tom, Todd, and Scott were...
Yeah, so it's first time here, sent over from Tom and Todd.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, so glad to have you guys with us. So my name's Doug. This is Ro, for anybody that's brand new. And we do this series right now called the Major Morning Motivation, or as Silverhair calls it, time for a dose of perky. You can see the chat there. But for this morning, we wanted to keep it very productive. And something was sparked yesterday that was really interesting, where a few of us that were in different regions, we did a search for items that came up, and where we would just see like, okay, we'll start with just something basic like Nike shoes, and we checked the first few non-promoted listings to see what came up. And then from there, it started to grow. We got a little bit more specific. This was sparked by a couple things. One, it was Primo, Chemo, and Spam Banshee's idea. So I want to make sure that we give that appropriate credit. But we reached out to them and we're like, hey, did you want to save this topic for your Wednesday show? Or can we bring this up? Because this was really interesting to us. And they're like, dude, go for it. So we're going to go ahead and do this morning. For anybody that wants to participate, we're just going to do a few different searches and see what the top 5 listings are that come up for your area, because we're curious to see if it's more driven by the item specifics or if it's driven by region, convenience, and everything. So, and again, you don't have to participate, obviously, but if you have an interest in giving it a try, it might be kind of fun. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We're just going to start with something basic. And so if you want, when we do this search, if you want to just put in the chat the top 5 items, and you don't have to put in the full description, but Kent, there will definitely not be a test later. But so just put the top 5 items, and like either the state or region, like if you want to do either if it's located in California, or if you want to just do like West Coast or whatever. I think it'd be kind of cool to see what results we get. So let's go ahead and give it a try for anybody that wants to participate. Let's start with something specific. So let's do Nike shoes.
We searched that yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to do something more
Okay.
specific. Nike shoes, but with green laces.
That is specific.
It's actually kind of general for Nike shoes. We're kind of putting it wide open, but Nike shoes, green laces, and then if you want to put leather. So Nike shoes, green laces, leather. We'll put this up to the screen. Hopefully you can see that okay. I know we have to clean our camera. It's like slightly fogged out, but Nike shoes, green laces,
Were they
leather.
able to see anything? It just looked like a bright screen.
Yeah, it probably was just a bright screen. Were you guys able to see anything? Yeah, perfect. So Ken Daigle, that's perfect. Nike shoes, green laces, leather. And so let's all do a search on that and see. Again, we're ignoring what is sponsored since that should be shoved to the top anyways. But let's just see what our top 5 listings are that we get. So, and I'll put in the chat our order of listings. So here we go. So we've got first off. All right, so we got some Nike Air Force Ones. So Nike Air Force low forest green leather and sneakers.
They're $44.99.
This is where I'm going to be tested for how quickly I can type. And sneaker shoes size 11. And then price is $44.99. And then it's located from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Well, let's see.
So that's number 1.
Let's see if we can try to. So this is the top listing that's not sponsored. And then those are some of the other ones. And once again, we're searching from Southern California. I don't know if that's helpful.
So on Picker said a size 11 high tops came up. Let's see here. Dendicor Depot, Nike men's blazer, mid 77. All right, let's see.
Yeah, you're searching active, right? Because Mr. Sadie said solds or active.
Oh, I'm searching active. I'm looking at like if we were a seller, we're going out to get something right now.
No, you mean a buyer. If
what did I say?
A buyer.
Did I say seller?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the correction. No, if you're a buyer going out to buy something that is available right now, what would be the results that you're getting?
Okay, so Junk Trader said that that's the 5th one that came up from them. Kent said, I got the same. Spam said, I got the same. Record Creator's talking to Mike Seller. Let's see.
Yeah, so already we're coming across things that'll be really interesting for us to include in further versions of this experiment, though, because again, too, we're doing our searches using essentially the iPhone platform that's supporting the eBay app.
So you think the phone is even different than the
I mean,
laptop?
I wonder if would that be Safari driven, or I don't know how the iOS would approach that. But it's interesting though that same on iOS eBay app.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting, like that would be another search that would be very interesting. But it's like we'd have to look at it. We'd have to actually have us all together to make this comparison where we're across different regions getting different results. So we couldn't self-contained do that unless we're doing a fake.
Well, Kent said he got the same as you, and then he also said he's on a PC, so he's not using iOS.
Interesting. Actually, so that's where it's kind of interesting. Is like, are you using Safari as your browser? Are you using Chrome? Are you using something different like Firefox? And then also too, so what region are you in?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going with all of the default. So let's see here. Okay, so several get the same. And actually, so now for this one item, I want to look into it and then see how descriptive they are. Because there was also discussion yesterday that was really fascinating where a few individuals reported, and so speaking to this a little bit anecdotally, but a few individuals reported that they were instructed that if you provide a simpler description?
It's pretty simple.
That it's yeah, is it really?
Yeah. So the description pretty much says
So you got one
worn
line?
once, smoke-free home. That's it. So that's an amazingly simple description.
Yeah. So that is interesting.
And
Actually,
they are pre-owned.
let's take a look at the next few and see how thorough the descriptions are. But so Josh got us talking a little bit about eBay has two things written to the algorithm. Location is one, and then two, they will show you results based on browsing history. Interesting. So that would be very fascinating too, because I don't think we've really done a whole lot of Nike shoe searches.
Description for the second one. Once again, rather simple, just a brief description. But these are also for being pre-owned shoes. They're both in, I would say, rather excellent condition as far as buying them. Now, these do not look like they're in excellent condition.
Mm-mm.
So this is the number third option. I don't think they have a description at all.
So it is interesting though, like I think there's an opportunity for us to get a little bit organized though.
Description is also extremely simple for the third top one that came up.
Yeah, but I think it'd be kind of interesting though for us across, if we are able to do this again at some point in the future, to we'll actually start to get a few very specific searches and a few general searches, and then on our side, we're actually just going to start going through and recording what are the first options that we're presented with, how specific the descriptions are for what we get, even if we do a general or very specific search. Let's see
So a
here.
few people are saying where they're searching from.
Mhm.
Pennsylvania on Safari.
And we're in Southern California for all those that are interested.
We're in Southern California, and Kent says that he's in the witness protection program.
That sounds about right. I think he and Lag are probably together in that. So let's see here. Okay, so Dendicordipo said something interesting. Okay, never mind. My first on Chrome is my third in the app, but it's still like, we'd say as long as they're making the top 10 list together, then, that order we kind of expect to vary a little bit. But I mean, considering that there's thousands of items out there, let's see here. And so that's actually cool. So Ken Daigle was saying you can actually pull eBay's search functions with their patents. That's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so this is just throwing this out there. Following Donna says that she's in Baja, California. I don't get any sponsored products. Did you get any of the products we pulled, or were all of your top ones separate? I'm just curious because you are out of the country. These are the ones that we pulled up. So I'm just curious if you pulled up any of the same ones
that
we
too
did.
fogged out. They can't really see unless they're looking at just the pictures of the shoes. But so that's interesting. So a few individuals on here. So this is where it's a great learning opportunity for us too. So a few individuals on here. So Kent was saying that if you access the patents, then you're going to get a lot of clear instruction for how the search operates. Then Josh Galt is highlighting from that as well, that if you have a familiar search history, that's going to, and so that would actually be fascinating to
complete your
to do
your
like clear the
thought
cache.
a search history. So
Yeah.
if the device you're searching on, you literally remove all the search histories that you've ever looked at, and then search for it, it might give you different results.
I don't know. I think it would be an interesting experiment, but I'm sure if somebody's on here and they've gone through the eBay patents, that they could tell us if that's how it would operate. But let's see here. So Junk Trader, we've narrowed Lag to somewhere near Philly. Oh, well, that's nice. Lag Newstar was trying to figure out the eBay search cut to 10 years later, and the major wins won't even come out of their basement. That's hilarious. I know it's a little fatalistic, Lag, but we could understand if it starts to really grind your gears down after a while, for sure. So Ken Daigle, yeah, it's, and hopefully I'm saying your last name correctly, Daigle. But it's like a flow chart of importance. Yeah. And so, I mean, for me too, I work for a web development company that all their applications are web-based. And so there's also flow charts of importance, and a lot of the if-then logic taking to place. But it's interesting, like, to still see that, I mean, over time, even what's in the patent, in real time function, just with developers getting involved in everything, it can kind of shift a little bit over time. But like, you're right, we are innocent. We're very adorable. Thank you. Much appreciated. That's the number one thing that Scott, Todd, and Tom say about us is that we're adorable. It's so good.
I'm sure they use that word all the time. It is interesting though to see if even how some of your listings are coming up, because if you search specific things in your own store, will eBay show it to you in the correct lineup because it is your product?
Yeah, I
Versus
mean,
like if somebody else searched your product?
so actually, so I did that experiment too, where we've got a very specific Evis Brown garment. So it's EAVIS, and then a space, and then BROWN. And so it was fascinating that I was like, okay, well, let's try to go because our price of our garments like right in the middle. It is so it's like right in the median for what it is, not the average, but it's like right in the median. And so it was fascinating. So I did a search for that yesterday to see how quickly it came up, and we were just a handful down on the list of all these Evis Brown garments, and there's not a ton of those out there, at least for the very vintage like 1970s ones when they were early. So you're laughing at something. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at any time picker. He's
Yeah, I
doing
saw
a
that.
philosophy thinking really early, and my coffee hasn't kicked in yet. And yeah, so
We were just talking about that yesterday, the fact that it's like, do you think that that's like sounding like it's related to the military at all? And it's like, as we tell everybody, that the major in our name is nothing related to military stuff. It's just our level of intensity. It's like, it's a minor, no, it's pretty
we're
major.
wishing you all major wins.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so let me see. As I sit back on my legs, we're gonna get a nicer setup one of these days. But again, we're not even a month in doing this stuff.
As
So
of right now, I kind of like sitting on the floor.
it is like, I mean, I feel like at this point it's like a very like you're talking with a close friend or something. It's like, yeah, I'm just relaxing on the couch here.
So Den Decor Debo said, same results on Firefox, so that's good. And for the non-sponsored, completely different results on the sponsored. Okay, that's interesting too. I honestly, that kind of makes sense.
That's so funny. Roman would be private with. Oh, you guys are hilarious. All right.
Yeah, and see, I agree with searching as a guest be different because yeah, so I wonder if even the type of store you have searching would possibly influence the results that come up.
Yeah. So, and what's interesting, you guys? So, one thing that really was interesting that came out of our video with Primo Chemo and Spam yesterday is like, what if? So, we're actually going to possibly kick around the idea of including like a little tiny instruction card in our sales that like hey, support a local small business, but like if we do so in a way to where it doesn't necessarily say that it's actually local to you, but it's like, hey, here's some basic instructions about how to find us again. Like if you lose track, look at this zip code in your eBay search. Probably most won't, but if it picked up an extra sale or two every once in a while, that might be kind of interesting. But oh, it would be really fun for us to include some kind of card that says like, hey, if you search this, you'll find a lot more very good stuff in our store as you look into it.
I'm confused by that because we hadn't totally talked about that. So would like if we personally did that, would we only sell that or only send that to people that are close to us?
It's essentially where you'd send them basic instructions of how they could override their eBay search to where it would search like they'd search a zip code that was closer to where we are.
For
And
local pickups or shipments?
no, for actual shipments.
Oh.
And it's just like because we're out in the 9300s, and it's like, hey, search 9300s, and you'll get us and a lot of the other sellers near us for sales and everything. It's like it's just a fostering idea. It's not something where we actually have it all fully hashed out, but it'd be cool if we could include something like that where it's actually like a nice it's a leading action to where somebody would be able to say, okay, well, I know how I can get back to getting sales from this kind of individuals. All right, so I don't want to lose track of the chat here. So Josh, go, eBay's responsible growth initiatives will slow down growth regardless of anything we figure out. I believe growth is correlated to age of account, items sold, etc. And that's true, Joshua. One thing we definitely don't want to do is we don't want to try to chase around the algorithm because the algorithm's the algorithm. At the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do.
Understanding it though, I'm sure helps a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I mean, having a basic understanding,
Yeah.
but, like, you can't try to chase that. Like, even for our data analytics that we do on the healthcare side, there's a lot of individuals that say, "Okay, well, let me go ahead and try to push my numbers around for how we get the results and everything."
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, you just have to do your best with the patients, and then the numbers they're just simply telling the story of the actions that you've taken.
I have to admit, from this search, I'm impressed. Kind of what I've learned is you don't need to have a very elaborate description, because the ones that came up had very simple descriptions, and that actually is kind of impressive to me.
Yeah, and so far with the searches, as Ro was pointing out, so with so many of the first ones that we saw even yesterday and today, most of the descriptions that came up were extremely simple. So, that would be something that we're going to definitely consider moving forward, at least for the fact that it seems like we're doing all this extra work that doesn't seem to be included. And if somebody has familiarity with the patents from eBay, of like, no, no, here's what they're looking for in the description, please by all means share it. That'd be interesting.
It would
But
be.
let's see here. So, and I'm looking back earlier in the chat. Jen said, "Responsible growth sounds like no growth."
Hmm.
Josh Gold, if you grow faster than those initiatives, expect an email asking for receipts, chain of receipt, blah blah blah. I was actually really encouraged to see that now, Josh, because I thought when you say the blah blah blah, it was to something I was saying earlier. So that was really nice. I'm glad it's the blah 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 of what eBay is asking of you. Denny Cordipo, I send a packing slip and let's see, and more in every order. So I just lost that part here. Has our store QR code on it. See, that's cool. We need to actually add the store QR code. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and write that down because we've been intending to do that for a while, but it fell off the radar. So again,
Yeah.
this is why this morning motivation is so good, especially for us. And you guys are all super generous with helping us get started here. Ideas like that. Remember to put a QR code in like the packing slip material that we actually on one of the videos very soon will show you what a typical package from us looks like and what the contents typically are. Like we'll show an item inside of it, its package inside, the little card that we send along with it. It'll be good to be able to share what we currently send, and you guys might be able to provide us some additional recommendations.
Oh, that's a good thing. So Bearded Picker, or good point. Bearded Picker says you don't have to add the QR code automatically on your packing ticket, but we never ship a packing ticket.
We don't usually include the packing ticket, so maybe that's our number one lesson. All right, let's see. So Jen, exactly. Oh, no limit to the downside, just the upside. I know, and that was another topic that we talked about yesterday. Is like, hey, if we've got good sales metrics, get us let us get on the freeway and really open it up.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and then if we start to hit a snag or something, then throttle us back then. But don't pre throttle the the initiative for anybody that's a seller, because then it's like we're all kind of deflated, and that even affects the quality of your work that comes through too. So
Yeah, that's true.
all right, so Mr. Sadie Josh Galt, you sound like a guy that has tried to deep dive all the metrics and gave up. LOL. And yeah, Josh Galt was the one that was like he was definitely wrestling with the metrics for a while there, and very admirably, we all appreciated it. But I mean, he kind of learned a lesson that he shared with all of us, and that is what we're all talking about here. That at the end of the day, you can do whatever fancy footwork you want, but the algorithm, you can really only work on you and make sure that your process is good. And actually, Josh said something in a video a few weeks back. Oh, hello. Hi. Josh said something in a video a few weeks back that I really did appreciate. The fact that he's like, I'm going to work on my store and get everything all ready to where when the circumstances are right, and if eBay gets some things figured out, that my store is going to be ready and primed to make those sales. And that was actually really encouraging. That helped us get motivated to just get right back to work and get back to it. It's just like, you know what?
Well, that's even what Spam said yesterday.
Yeah.
If you are doing what you're supposed to do, getting your packages out, responding to your messages, getting your listings up, really just working on the quality of your store, then a lot of those matrix will just start happening for you regardless.
Mhm.
But it is kind of good to know. A lot of times, if you are, because we all know keywords are very important for your title and everything. If there are little things that you do understand a little bit better as far as what eBay is requesting of us, then I mean it's going to help. So understanding the algorithms is a good thing.
So Mike Seller said too, so this is interesting. I did a Google search for one of my items and it did come up on all the places I have it listed.
That's good.
And Mike Seller, was it like right towards the top of the listings or was it right in the middle? It'd be interesting to hear about the placement as well.
Well, and also I kind of like what gosh, I already forgot who it is, but I wonder if you asked like a friend to look up your items and see where it shows up for them.
Mhm. All right, so, junk trader, who reads that long, flowery, potpourri descriptions beard? Not me. I know, well, and especially too, like, we were talking about that the other day, that if you let AI just do its thing, then it's gonna sound like, I mean, talk about a snake oil salesman speech, like, it makes it sound like it's gonna solve absolutely everything that ails you, and, and you're selling a shirt or a pair of shoes or whatever. So it's like we've tinkered with the AI, but also we had additional discussion of like, okay, well, and this might come into play with the patents for eBay and everything, but it'd be fascinating to look at it then. Okay, well, does AI, since eBay is pushing it, do you get any additional favoritism in the listings if you follow the AI descriptions that
Well,
it's
we could
including?
test a few listings and let the AI fully do the description. I mean, read over it, but make sure that it's accurate.
Well, it sounds like too, we've got some individuals that are pretty savvy with the patents, so maybe they
Yeah.
could just tell us of like, "Hey, yeah, no, it doesn't work like that, don't even worry
Mhm.
about it." But anyways, and again too, our whole thing this morning is just really it just sparked a fascinating conversation for us of let's just see the results that we get, and I mean, even from intended patent to application, there could be some hiccups in there. There's a lot of opportunity for human imperfection. So it's just kind of like a little fascinating experiment there. It's not something that we plan to really pursue in multiple versions of these little sessions and everything. It's just interesting to spark a little conversation and again get us fired up just thinking about the process for eBay. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, what we're going to actually spend most of our time on today is we're going to go in there, we're going to photo some items, we're going to list them, and we're going to ship what we've already got sold. That's going to be what we focus on. We're going to think about what we can do to make that process more enjoyable for us, which helps us to be more efficient.
So I like Bearded Picker's comment. It says, learn from history. eBay doesn't push features without reward. I would not be surprised if you get a slight bump in best search match by using their new stuff. So yeah,
Bearded,
it's
yeah,
not bad, but
yeah,
yeah, you just have to make sure that because their new stuff doesn't always work properly
yeah.
because they're still trying it. So just make sure that that's obviously working.
Yeah, of platforms and everything, I don't know if I've ever seen an organization that has so just like front and center been clear on the fact that they are happy to take the stick or carrot approach when it comes to like reward and discipline for your operations with them. I mean, and again too, if Ina Steiner's watching, she truly got the worst of that situation. But yeah, so it's definitely one of those things where like yeah, there's probably a reward system that is in play.
Mr. Sadie says, I feel like we're going in the wrong direction at Major Win. We need to get dumber to figure out eBay, not smarter at
Yeah,
all.
that is unfortunately super accurate, Mr. Sadie. It's like, yeah, I mean, what did Jerry Seinfeld say? It's
They
like,
don't reward smartness.
yeah, but yeah, what is it Jerry Seinfeld says? Like, you can do whatever dive you want, but it's just a foot of water. Like that. That's so funny. Let's see here.
Ooh, Jen, excellent idea. I find that eating ice cream while listing helps. That is genius.
Yeah, it's really funny as of lately, like just the past couple months, we're not like big sweets people, but we both
Mm-mm.
have been starting to crave like ice cream a lot more.
Yeah, we have been buying more ice cream than we ever have. And by that, I mean, we'll buy one of those little pints
Yeah, like
once every 2 weeks, maybe.
maybe, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, so that's us craving ice cream. We're not crazy big sweet tooth people, but
I have
yeah,
been enjoying some Ben and Jerry's lately, though. Not
yeah,
gonna lie.
it
Cherry
has been good.
Garcia, it's good times.
Yeah. Oh, she's all about like the cherry ice cream. She loves that stuff. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so and then I want to see Ken Daigle's comment. So lifestyle design and not waking up to an alarm clock is the best. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
at least on our side, we're still definitely alarm clock driven. But you're probably living our dream, then, Ken. We'd love to be where you're at with it for sure. Let's see here, and then Jen. Oh, yeah, the ice cream comment. That's great. And then Spam Banshee in our live chat yesterday, someone started or stated eBay CS said, oh, customer support said, less is better regarding item specifics and details. My great reseller, so I'm guessing it's my great reseller life, James, said he has tested search, the more specifics search, the more crap results. So that's actually interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
because I think for us too, we have very descriptive, like comments. So we
we
have,
try.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah. If you look at a lot of our older listings too, there's nothing on those.
Yeah.
But which also that might speak to that point. We've sold a lot of the older catalog lately, but
Ooh,
anyways,
Mike Seller. Good job on that sell. Keep it.
oh, he got a sale,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
But yeah, so it's kind of interesting for us. Like we're gonna try for the next batch of listings that we do. We're gonna try to keep it nice and simple for the listings. No reading ahead.
No, Mr. Sadie, start everything at 99-cent auctions. For more sales, free shipping, of course.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, it's like, and
That's
it's
the
like,
way to go.
what is, and then come back like in 2 weeks, and it's like, well, you guys, it's over. It's like it's beyond over. Now we owe eBay so much money. All right. So Patricia, the more specific the search string, the less likely to match. Then you get a bunch. You get a bunch of with fewer words listings. So that would actually, I'd like to hear more on that, Patricia. That's interesting. The more specific the search string, the less likely to match. So, are you saying from the buyer side, like the more specifics that they include, or I'm guessing that's where that's going?
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And but congratulations, Mike Seller, another vinyl going out. And Mike Seller, do you connect? You're on Record Crates, right? So I think that's where I saw you before, but just want to make sure you two are well aware of each other because we love watching Record Crate and all of his vinyl spinning. We were on his live last night. That was really cool. He's a good dude. He's working on helping me find some Nat King Cole records. So which were those were the record that I would sit and listen to all the time with my grandpa when I was like a little kid, and he's in his 90s and he was blind, couldn't use his hands, but he could hear and he had a brain that was still sharp as a tack. And so we just sit there, we play some records, and he'd tell me stories. It was a good time.
Stevens and Associates says every size of ice cream is personal serving if you believe in it.
Yeah, that's right. What does Jim Gaffigan say? And I threw the lid away because I'm not a quitter, everyone. Yeah, it's so funny.
Okay, last night I did finish off the ice cream in the freezer.
Yeah.
And I did throw the lid away before I even started because, I mean, there wasn't much
You
left.
saw the ending.
Absolutely
You saw the finish line. And like, we're going to get
first.
there. So Texas Bandit, let's see, got the MC11 on a placeholder I've had for 6 years. Texas Bandit, I know what you said is probably super smart. I do not know what an MC-11 is.
I'm glad because I
Or
didn't know what
why
it
there's a
was
placeholder
either.
on it.
And
Yeah.
I figured I was just being dumb, but thank you for making me feel better.
We don't have to be dumb for somebody else to be super smart. And whatever the MC-11 is, Texas Bandit's also another one that is like renowned in the reseller community. That again, we're in our ignorance, we're just learning about you, but as we start talking with others, you're everywhere. So great to have you on here.
So
it's
we're
really
sure that is good advice. We just don't understand it.
Yeah, and actually, we're hitting a record number of participants too in the 30s. This is incredible.
Yeah,
So, and that's again to all of y'all's generosity. For those that send over the individuals, thank you, and for those that are willing to give us a shot, also thank you very much.
And Junk Trader's advice, my descriptions are short and sweet. Point out any flaws. I follow the KISS method. That is really good advice. We will adopt that much more.
Yeah, and that's such a good point too. It's like because we build up, and I mean it's just like our own, as somebody so eloquently put it on here, our profit piles, not our death piles, but our profit piles. You know, you think complex is better or having more is the case, but in many cases, if you keep it simple, even if you keep your sourcing straightforward, it just makes the whole process lighter and easier to manage. Let's see here. Okay, devs. Whoops, should have read watch what AI writes to see what to leave out of item specs. It's interesting. Oh, and I missed Junk Trader's comment. I'm not kidding. Those AI descriptions are what a huge turnoff for me. No need for most of it. Yeah, those AI descriptions are like
they're very fluffy. They're very
It sounds very used car salesman-y when you're doing it of like, you know, try this brand new thing. And it's like, okay,
we were
it's a vintage.
with Spam and Primo yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw, but basically how those AI descriptions promise that they will change your whole life. Everything will be better if you buy this product based off of the AI descriptions. They can be quite funny.
Yeah. And so Patricia said, yes, if the buyer puts in blue plate puppy ribbon plate, well, that's a Oh, puppy ribbon Limoges.
There you go.
That boy,
Yeah.
that's like, Patricia's probably easier to write than it is to say. But blue plate puppy ribbon Limoges in the search string, you're not likely to get a match, even though it's really specific. Put in Limoges plate blue dog, and you have a shot. Yeah. So at that
Hmm.
point too, it's like, so now we need to train the buyers. Like, can
Right.
can eBay set up something on their page so when somebody arrives, they go, "Hey, just a heads up, here's a way to get what you're actually looking for," because I think too that would be discouraging if you go in there and you go to do a search and eBay is confused, where eBay goes like, "Well, I think this is what you're looking for," and the buyer goes, "No."
Oh, okay. So Josh Galt has explained to us. So maybe that's good that we don't know what it is. So the MC011 is a restriction suspension notice. First one is a timeout warning.
Mhm. Okay. Well, see
Yeah.
now this is why we're so grateful for you guys showing up to this. Like this is a benefit, and we're at 35 minutes. We need to wrap it up. We want to keep these short just to help us all get fired up in the mornings. Even though we so the Todd, Tom, and Scott squad that did a
Oh,
great
so
job.
Texas Bandit says the MC011 is the kiss of death you don't want. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, we just didn't know we'd heard of it, but we just didn't officially know what it was called. So now I feel so much smarter.
Right? Yeah,
I
we're
feel
we're, we're getting
yeah.
educated. This is awesome. And Record Crate
And
said,
now I know what I don't want.
yeah, Record Crate said it's great having you with us on our lives. Thanks for the kind words. No, Record Crate, you were super awesome. Like I showed up with Record Crate, and I was essentially like, I don't really buy much vinyl, but your show looks great. I didn't mean it like that, but that's how it actually came out. And Record Crate was so gracious. He was just like, well, hey man, hope you start spinning some up.
Jen did bring up a good point. They say most people don't read descriptions, so why put a lot there? That is extremely true.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like what Junk Trader was saying, just short to the point, put in any defects, anything that's wrong with it, and then because the chances of your buyer reading it really anyways is unlikely.
Anytime picker, the chimney comments. Record Crate, Sweet Mike's. Okay, so they're having a sidebar. Um, we got some laughter with some things back and forth. So thanks for the description of the MC011 restriction. Let's see. So let's go. And Patricia said, thanks for explaining it, Patricia. Mr. Sadie, honestly, the tried and true methods have always worked best for me. Good titles, clear description, item specifics, sell decent items, and that's in all caps.
Very true.
And then give good service, rinse and repeat. Yeah, and I mean we've
Love
enjoyed
that,
like
rinse and repeat.
rinse and repeat. Yeah, like so for us, we've enjoyed consistent like growth for our store. We're sitting right around 300 store subscribers. It's actually a little less than it's like 285, 286, but it's been very healthy, and the buyers that we've accumulated, they've been loyal to us. We get a lot of the repeat buyers, and that's been really nice to just have that constant growth. Like we're expecting something very similar as we start doing this. That we're not going to explode on the like YouTube scene here, but we're going to just enjoy the process of it building.
I just want to point out one other really good comment that I saw. So Patricia, who is definitely someone I can give good advice, but she says that I do sell quite a few expensive items, 250 plus. I put a lot of information in the description, including about how I package. Now that is true for specific items, especially the ones where people are thinking more about that purchase because it is a more expensive valued one. Excuse me. I love that you put in there that you include also how you package, because we know that you're an expert at packing.
Mhm.
But if I am buying something extremely expensive, well, yeah, extremely expensive, but yeah, it's definitely something I have to think about the purchase. And you are also giving me peace of mind in the description because I probably am reading it because it is expensive. But then I also know that you are going to handle it with care and I'm going to get it in a good condition. That's really important. And that's a description that would be worth putting in more information.
Yeah.
If you're selling like a $10 skirt or something like that, I don't think people really care about the description as much.
Yeah, and so, but Patricia does raise a good point though about the fact that it's easy to assume, hey, I've got 100%, or like right at 99%, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
for my feedback. Obviously, someone's going to equate that to excellent service in the packaging as well. But we really do have to think about the fact that for a typical user, they might still be like, no, you have to lay it out for me. How are you going to ship this item that I'm going to be requesting of you? And then lag, saying very lag statement there. I've never read a description on eBay. That's awesome. Texas Bandit, can't see over your pile of speedball. That's funny. Silver Hair Sticker, I googled vintage mug and it showed a picture of me. Oh man, you guys are too good. Anytime Picker, yeah. MC-11 is the robot from Star Wars movies, similar to R2-D2. Oh, don't be comparing it to R2-D2. Maybe it's C-3PO. That guy was always like super negative, like, oh my, oh dear.
And he's the one that more follows the rules and
Yeah.
enforces the rules.
Like if anybody's gonna like give you a hard time about not doing something right, it's gonna be C-3PO. Let's talk Star Wars, everybody, because that's what everybody came here for. All right, we seriously got to wrap it up. People are going to start like peeling away here, but yeah, we do try to keep these short. So, and let's see here. So we got to buzz through a few of these comments. Anytime Picker, if I need any advice for eBay, I call Lag, and he only charges me $10,000 for advice, which is cheaper than asking AI. That's hilarious. Patricia, but I do know that if it's best practice or not, it's just my practice. And that's great, Patricia. You know, we want to hear about how you operate. Yeah, so we understand that it's the context of, and what might be best practice for one and their own unique relationship to eBay might not be a best fit for somebody else. So, but we're all about just sharing ideas. And if nothing else, we get inspired to try something new. So can Daigle actually low dollar sales have more issues than large dollar sales? Oh, I don't think that's your opinion. I think all of us on here would be like, you know, if we cut out the $10 and below sales items from our store, I think like 90% of our customer service issues with individuals having a complaint about something would drop.
That's why most of the reasons when we get like a really low ball offer, we deny them, not necessarily because it's a low ball. It's because from history, we know they're the ones that are going to complain and send it back anyways. So yeah, that is true.
And Josh Galt said, Doug, you should apply for the eBay grant. It's worth a shot. Yeah, we absolutely are intending to apply for that. In fact, I'm going to try to apply for that for us this week. But that would be really, you know, again, what was the Wayne Gretzky quote? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's one shot we're going to try to take for sure. And so Time Picker's laughing with lag. Mr. Sadie, I personally look at the feedback and delivery time more than anything when I buy on eBay. And so, Mr. Sadie, we do too. But one thing we're trying to work on also for us is just like, okay, we often will assume that like everybody's thinking the way we're thinking on this, right? And you know, the reality is too, like even we've seen in the chat, there's so many different modes of understanding operation.
Well, and I actually don't look at ship time enough. We ordered some business things and I had no idea that they were going to take like 4 or 5 days to ship. We always ship at least by the next day. And so that's a good reminder for me as a buyer. I need to look at ship time.
And Josh Galt said Amy Nesbitt Experience did the grant and she won the $10,000 grant. I mean, yeah, that'd be such a game changer, even for what we're able to like. You know, we're very real with our sources.
Land Shark Picker.
Hey, yeah, Land Shark Picker. So great to see you. And it's Craig, right? Craig Land Shark Picker. We're trying to get everybody's names right, but I'm terrible with names. Craig. All right, cool. But yeah, so for us, you know, we've had some very generous sources with us and everything, and we'd like to be able to, like, we're honest with them about what we can pay, and they're very generous with us with what they end up providing because we get huge lots of things. But it would be nice with that grant. We'd like to be able to help feed them more because as they grow, you know, it's been very mutually beneficial. So we appreciate that.
Well, everybody, we hope that you guys have a very productive morning. We didn't really talk goals. I do have a laundry list of things on my goal list today, but maybe for the winning wrap up today at
the winning wrap up
today at 5:30.
That was funny.
Pacific time. Maybe we can just talk about the things that we did accomplish today, kind of give ourselves the pat on the back that we all well deserve. But yeah, so hopefully you guys all have wonderful major sales and a very productive, happy, chill, calm day with lots and lots of sales.
Yep. We wish you happy sales, everybody, and happy sales to you. No singing. That's our number one rule here. No singing. No. But anyways, we really do appreciate. We do really appreciate you guys a ton, and thank you again for sharing all of your tips with us and everything, and giving us all the information that you share.
Gulu alert. alert.
Guru alert. That's so funny, Ken Dangle. That's so funny. That joke just gets me every time. And I don't even fully understand it, but it always is hilarious.
Kelly Dowds, I hope you all have major sales.
Yeah, but we appreciate you all to the next, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. And we'll be on as much as we can through all the rest of your channels throughout the day today too. But that's so funny. Really quick, Mr. Sadie said, "Stay perky." So, oh man, it's so funny if you guys chat with us in real life.
High five for everybody.
High five for everybody. We love you. Have a great one, everybody. Talk to you soon.
See you later.